Welcome back to Left Lane Chronicles, where tonight we'll be talking about bike culture, lifestyle, and community. And I just want to give a shout out to all my viewers and new viewers. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe in order to keep the channel going. Tonight, we got somebody in the building. Oh, hold up, my bad. Sorry, my screen messing up over here. All right. Tonight, we got somebody in the building who represents the culture, lifestyle, and the freedom that comes with two wheels. Our guest is known for bringing positive vibes, real rider experience, and living life exactly how the title says, gliding, riding, and smiling. Skeeta is not just a rider, he's a storyteller, a motivator, and someone who truly represents what bike culture is about. From sharing rides, experiences, and lessons from the road, he shows what it means to enjoy the journey and not just the destination. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Skeeta from gliding, riding, and smiling.
Oh boy. Hey man, you took a mean Shannon Sharp Club Shay Shay approach, boy. That's a hell of a introduction. Damn.
Hey man,
Okay.
it's different from the first time you came on. You know what I'm saying? We tried our best to do you justice the first time. This is not the first time you've been here, so you definitely warrant
Man.
a great introduction.
I need my sip, my Le Portier drink, man. Damn.
Hey, so rolling into this, you know, that we've had these conversations before and talked about, like why do people join motorcycle clubs? And as many viewers who know your channel know that you yourself are in a club. And I would just like to know what originally attracted you to motorcycle club culture.
What attracted me to uh, give a elite riders? Um, I can simply can say this for the ones who have played sports. Um, for the ones who have been in fraternities. I can't really speak on fraternities or nothing like that, but let's just keep simple for sports because I played football. It's that bond, that brotherhood, that knowing that I got this man's back, he got my back. We're here for one common goal, and and we'll do anything for one another. Now you don't have your differences, out on the football field, just like in the club life. But for the ones who have played sports, like that is the best analogy I can get because when you're playing basketball, football, baseball, and you've been on rocking with that same person for a couple of years and stuff like that, it's like, man, y'all brothers, y'all are one. Like, so football to me is the biggest family sport there is because you need it's there's not one person on that football field that you don't need. You need everybody. It's like the club life. You need everybody in order for the club can grow and flourish. And everybody knows in football, there's nobody bigger than the team.
Mm-hmm.
In the club, there's nobody is bigger than the club. So um once I got out of high school and stopped playing semi-pro football, um, that was the closest thing to joining another, feeling like I'm back out there on the field, knowing that this person right here has my back, knowing that we have no relations, we ain't never seen each other until then, but we know one thing that we're gonna be spending hell of a time together, out there on the road, um, at one another's family functions. Um, we know that we're gonna be together. So for me, that's what brought me to um, being part of a club. And then again, I know I'm long-winded, but once you ride by yourself for a while,
Mm-hmm.
because I encourage everybody to do that. Ride by yourself, get to know yourself, know your bike, know your limits and stuff like that. First do that. Then I would hop in social rides. Get the feel of being in a group riding. And once you get that first taste of a group ride, you like, man, I need to join a club. But just can't join any club. But I know we probably want to get touch bases with that. So, but yeah,
So
that's the reason why
okay.
for
So
me, my personal reasons.
I can agree with what you're saying too. You know, um, it's just like it's the brotherhood for me. Like coming from the military,
See,
it's the brotherhood.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, for me, and for the ladies, the sisterhood. You know, um, I would say it's more than it's more than just you. It's more than just a hobby. It becomes a lifestyle,
Man, yes,
and I want to say like coming out of the Marine Corps, because the Marine Corps, you eat, sleep, and breathe Marine Corps. You know what I'm saying? That the Marine Corps is not just a 9 to 5 job; it is a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And for me, a club is it gives that same feeling. You know what I'm saying? This is the lifestyle that you take on. And I don't want to say every club is the same because they're not.
all right.
But what is similar is that you take on the lifestyle of that club per se. If I'm getting it correct, that's mostly what I see.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have or your riding clubs or your social clubs. So if you're in a riding club, they move a little bit different. The sense of community is important. In all across the board, but the sense of community is a little bit different for each group. How important is community inside of a motorcycle club? Would you say?
Man, I feel it is highly um because that shows another light that people don't get to see about clubs. Like you hear your typical when you say bike club, for them it's bike gang. No, it's a bike club. You know, um, and it shows people like that. This is not what you think that all bike clubs is: drug dealing, killing, um, prostitution, all that whatever nonsense that you hear. That's not every single club, um, every single bike club. Hell, even to me, even from my personal opinion, hell, even the 1%ers, like they are heavy in the community as well. So just because they are 1%, oh ho ho, they they some cool folks in these clubs. And so getting out in the community to show people that that what you think you know is not what you know. So
Mm-hmm.
for us to get out and to give back, whether it's the back to school fund, the feed the homeless, going to your senior citizens home, doing a bingo night, um, toys for Todd, just whatever. I feel that is big. Any church gathering and stuff like that. I feel that is real big to get out to show people that we have a different side of what you think what you so called heard, about the bike set. So I think it's number one should be number one to get out and support your community.
Yeah, and the way you explained it too is good because you didn't just speak on community within the bike culture itself. You spoke on how they also have an impact on the community that's around them and surround in the surrounding areas, which you do see clubs doing, turkey giveaways and like you said, like
Mm-hmm.
backpack giveaways for back to school and things like that. I feel like gets overlooked a lot of times when
Way a lot.
and it's like, like there are good people out here, and you gotta understand with the people that don't know or that's pretty much blinded by what they see on news or whatever, or social media, whatever the case is. These people are just like you at the end of the day. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They have regular jobs, you know what I'm saying? They have families and, and stuff like that. So I would just say for the viewers out there watching, whether you're, just here to learn, or you're a rider and you're thinking about joining a MC or something like that, that is something that you have to understand too, that it is a big part of the community. You are going to be
Mm-hmm.
out there doing things to help out the community that that you're around on a daily basis. So if that's not something you're into, then maybe you shouldn't join a club, or it's riding club, sports club, whatever. Um, in my opinion, I feel as though with clubs, I feel like they help you grow, personally and not just socially. Or do you feel like it's an either or situation?
It can make you grow personally because the people who you are with, you'd be surprised of the knowledge that they have, um, where that individual came from, how that individual grew up, where is that individual now. So the people in the club can help you grow um amazingly. The ones in my club definitely um helped me grow personally and stuff like that. Because everybody in my club rides trucks. Now look at me, I'm a truck driver. Um, um, so I feel that the people they can help you grow greatly. And on the backside, depending on what club you get with, and that's why you got to do your research, is that some can bring you down. Some of the individuals can fuck up everything you got going on. So um, that's also basically doing your due diligence of basically finding out whether what type of club you want to go with and what type of club you're looking for.
Okay, yeah. I feel like um helping you grow personally, it like certain clubs have different things that they're into, or that they see as a focal point. I feel like it's almost like everyone have their own, niche. Um, and for example, like, mine is, the one I'm prospecting for is indigenous. So a lot of things that you learn is like how how to handle things in a more like peaceful way, and things of that nature. So they teach you how to stand on your own, but at the same time, you got to see life for a different for what it is in a different way,
Hmm.
you know. And I feel like that's like one of the best things that happened to me, and it's helping me with my personal growth. And as far as like socially, if you're somebody that maybe you don't have a lot of friends, or you just always seem to have been that loner, like you said, if you pick the right place to go to, your right fit for you, you know what I'm saying, that like that's gonna grow for you. You know what I'm saying? Your ability to be more social with people and make friends and stuff like that, it's gonna grow. You start to
Hmm.
build bonds with people, you learn how to network, and that right there is also important in life itself, not just at like a job or anything like that, but whatever you do, networking and being able to communicate with people and hold, is good. So I think they can help you in that manner. And like you said, there are some sometimes there may be people that will try to tear you down. That's what,
Mhm.
and that's not just
That's
with
life.
clubs. That's anything in life.
That's
No matter.
life. Your
Yeah, that's
job, uh, uh, um, um, a hateful family member, um, a jealous ass friend. Like, yeah,
and I just want to say to the chat, if for those of you who are watching, tell us, have you ever considered joining a club, or are you in one? We want to hear from you all as well. What do you think? Also, things that you should know before joining a club. What are some topics you think? Well, not topics, but what are some things you think people should know before joining the club?
make sure this is what you want. Make sure this is what you want. Um, like that's number one. That's why they say hang around is the most important part. One of the most important parts of joining a club is because you get to see, is this what I want? Is this what I had pictured? You know what this may be. Um, so the number one is like make sure that this is what you want. Um, and once you make it across and you do patch over, what you started out of thinking is not going to be at the end of once when you patched over. Um, you're gonna get a whole different aspect of it. Um, I won't say that is the number one. Like, make sure this is what you want to do. That's why I say ride by yourself, and you're going to get a feeling of riding with somebody. You're gonna be seeing stuff on TV, like something is gonna gravitate you to ride with other people. And
Mhm.
once you get that feeling, that's when you start need to really think like, okay, this is what I want to do. So do your research, but number one, just make sure that this is what you want to do. 'Cause like I said, it's not a hobby. It's not like I rock my club wherever I go. As you see, I'm in Austin, Texas. I'm rocking my colors wherever I go. Um, so just just be um prepared for some of the stuff that um you'll be doing in the club. I'm not saying that you're gonna be doing some dumb shit or some illegal stuff, but talking about as far as like, oh man, it's 5 in the damn morning. What the hell? Like, we still out partying? Like, uh hey, we got a trip. We stay in Atlanta. We got a trip to Little Rock. We got a trip to Nevada. It's stuff that you're gonna have to be prepared to do once you step into this world. It's not gonna be, oh, I'll ride next week. No, you gonna get your shit taken real quickly. Oh, I'm not prepared to do. You gonna get your shit taken real quickly. Um, so if you still have that self mentality, don't get in the club. Don't get in the club. Don't do it. If you ain't really willing to ride your bike, um, you know, my personal opinion, don't do the club. Don't do it.
And you mentioned research, like, so what do you mean by research? What is some research that you say they should? Um,
So for me, what I did with my club, um, once I um got around him. It was really, I probably said this story before. It was really my um one of my friends who's basically, cousin. Um he was in a club and I was finna go just hang out with him, and he was with the club I'm with now. So he was like, just come over and just chill with us. And everybody was like, yeah, tell him come on. So I got with them, hung out with them, at their house, well, one of the members' houses. One of our quick shout out to one of our fallen brothers. That's the house I was at. His name was Freeway. He was our sergeant of arms. But went to his house, chilled. Man, you know, we talking like we known each other for years. So I would got asked about do I have a bike, if I get a bike, will I be, have ever thought about joining the club? I was like, and I was just like everybody else. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, man, I'm not finna join y'all killers and cutthroats and gang bangers. I'm like, man, y'all crazy. Man, I've seen parts of Sons of Anarchy. I've seen gangland. I ain't finna join y'all, man. Y'all crazy. Me being just looking at what everybody else, says or whatever. And so went home. Not really thinking about it, but once I got my bike and once I got that itch of I want to ride with somebody, and I told him I'm trying to be a man of my word, that I like if I think about joining the club, I'll give y'all a shout out. So before I did
Mhm.
all that, I googled them, looked them up on Facebook, um um asked questions to some of the members. um and I try to get a
Ooh.
sense of, is this what I want? And then, like saying, once I did my research and found out, what they're about, when they came along, how
We'll
they
get to your
came
question in a
along.
minute. Hold on. We'll answer your question in a moment.
Go ahead.
Um, so Edgar wanted to know, do you feel clubs want you to kiss ass for patches?
Fuck no, no, no. That ain't the club for you. Hell no. I feel like that's just like a job. I'm not gonna kiss your ass to become a supervisor. I'm not gonna kiss your ass to get a patch. At the end of the day, I'm a man. Like, I get that there's stuff that you got to do as a prospect, um, you know, to to get to get your cuts. But if that club degrades you as a man, whether it's degrading out of name, degrading on doing certain stuff, degrading on wearing certain stuff, anything degrading that you wouldn't feel acceptable, hell no, that's not the club for you. Hell, to be honest,
Yeah,
that's not a club. That should be the club for anybody. Because at the end of the day, I'm a man. Um, um, and my grandparents didn't raise that, so no.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't know about kissing anybody's ass. You know what I'm saying, for something that ain't happening.
Mm-mm,
I feel like you just gotta be yourself, and like he said, if it's resorting to degrading you, that ain't the place for you. You know what
mm-mm.
I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand, you you are vetting them just like they're vetting you.
Exactly,
So,
exactly. That's part of doing the research and finding out from, like, well, how many people within this club? How many people's out of this club? Why are they out of this club? Doing your, undercover research and then still going to that club and talking to them. And then, like saying, the hang around is the most important part because you're going to see how they move.
mm-hmm.
You're going to see completely how they move, because you're not a part of that club. But once they're outside, you get to see how they move. So research is real big on a club. Like you're saying, whether it's a 99 social, 1%, because I wouldn't tell nobody, like, don't join a 1%er club. There's some cool people in 1%er club. But if you feel that that's the club for you after you done did your research, then that's the club for you.
Yeah. Like, also, like, how important, like moving towards, like speaking of that, about like rules and like understanding where what club fits you. How important is it understanding club rules, expectations, and commitment?
Very, just like a job. It's literally like a job. We let you know do's and don'ts, what happens for the consequences, and like I saying, just like a job, you can't just go on a job and just think that you can just do whatever you want. Knowing that okay, you're not getting paid for this. Um, so rules is very important because if you don't have rules in a club, that club is not going to last long. If you don't have nobody to hold people accountable, the club's not going to last long.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna need all that and to have people to be held accountable and to weed out the ones that will eventually bring the club down. The ones who can follow the rules, uphold the rules. Not to say that you're gonna every rule is gonna be obtained. It'd be something like we have a mandatory ride. If you can't make the mandatory ride, you know, and stuff happens. But if it was brought to you at the table before you join of what this is, so it's like, hey, you miss a mandatory, that's a fine.
Yeah,
So if you can't follow the rules, again, don't join.
and then so that also goes for understand like being a new rider or being someone that's new trying to go into it. Part of that you kind of learn certain things when you're like, I want to say a little bit of your hang around phase. You learn a little bit of what the club is about,
Hmm.
and then once you become a prospect, that's when you should really start learning the club rules
Hmm.
because you're expected to abide by those rules. So it is definitely important for you to ask a lot of questions whenever
Yes.
you you decide, if you decide to go that route. Ask questions. If you don't ask questions, you never know. You never know because you gotta understand once you go into that world, you know it is
Hmm.
it's bigger than you, and you're pretty much under a magnifying glass at that point.
Yes, you
So
got to ask questions and stuff like that. Like sorry to cut you off, but like one of the rules, and you don't ask questions, and you don't pay attention and look at stuff like here goes one. If you go to a clubhouse and you go to the bar and you turn your back to the bar and lean on the bar, if you don't know what that means, you just fucked yourself. So that's meaning that once you go to the bar and you done turned your back to the bar, you're saying, I just bought everybody in this clubhouse around. I just bought everybody around. It's on me now because I came and leaned against the bar with my back turned like I'm Big Willie. You just bought everybody a drink. And
and if you ain't got the
if you don't ask,
funds,
if you didn't ask questions or know stuff, like saying, um, that comes with time because, like saying, once you learn, I feel that you should learn the outside stuff because everything has a rule. Outside has some rules. Inside of a clubhouse has rules. Once you learn the outside rules of a clubhouse of the bike set as a prospect, then you come inside of a clubhouse, and now we start teaching. And that's another thing. Like the members have to be willing to teach the up and coming people. Because if you don't teach, again, club is going to fail. Club not going to last long. So the members have to be willing to teach the prospects of the rules. Because also a rule can may save your life. I mean, because let's be real. Like if you like certain things, can involves a fight, and
hmm
everybody knows within a fight, it can be that one hit, that one person who's just so kinder of taking the L. We know what that means. You know what he's gonna go get. So rules can also save your life, as well as saving your pockets. So learn the rules, ask questions. Um, don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be, especially if you really taking this seriously.
And speaking of that, taking it serious, uh, something else I wanted to hit on was how do you know if joining a motorcycle club is for you? And I just would like what person what goes into that. You know, it's a few things that can go into that, but what personality trait fits club life? Would you say?
For me, it was it it literally felt. I know we hear this word a lot, and it gets thrown around a lot. But if you're taking something seriously, like like it literally felt like my family. Like it felt like I was talking to my uncle. It felt like I was talking to my cousin. Um, um, I felt I can be myself. It ain't like, when you go to work, you know, you're yourself, but you're also another person because you're at work. You don't want nobody really too much to be in your personal business unless you allow it. So you kind of act a little different. You throw up a little wall. When you come to a club and you feel that you can be yourself, you know, um, and be relaxed and be open and be willing to. I mean, I know that's gonna be down the line, but willing to talk to some of your brothers about your personal life, what's going on at home, what's going on at work. Sometimes they may can give a good advice. They may have been through it.
Hmm.
So when you can feel comfortable, when you can feel vulnerable, when you can feel like family. Like I know, like saying you hear that. I know I'm probably sounding like Ving Rhames from, not Ving Rhames,
Vin
Vin
Diesel.
Diesel, Vin Diesel from
Okay,
Fast
Dominic
and Furious.
Toretto.
No family. This is family. But no. Granted that I got a bald head, so you know. But yes, it's family. Like when you feel that family vibe, and you feel that you can ride with somebody, because also being out there on the highway, like if you don't trust this person riding beside you, behind you, in front of you, or whatever, yeah, that's gonna be a long club life for you. You're not gonna be there long if you don't feel comfortable around this club. You don't feel like you can be yourself in a club. You're not gonna last long in that club. You're gonna end up, looking at another club and seeing how they move, and it's like that club fits me more. It fits what I want out of a club.
Yeah. So I would like to add to that. Personality wise, I feel like you got to be observant, someone who is able to connect with other people. You know, if you're not the type person where you know how to connect with people, um, then I feel like you'll struggle. You know,
Hmm.
and you gotta kind of like you said, you gotta have that openness to learn and be able to follow and lead at the same time. You know,
Hmm.
in order to be a great leader, you have to be a great follower. Because at some point, in order for you to be a leader, you got to follow before you become a leader.
Hmm.
So, and with that, you know, um, I know we talked about people joining and stuff, but let's talk more about the independent riders. You know, can independent riders still enjoy the culture without joining?
Yes, of course. Of course. I tell any independent rider to go to um your local club that's around you, or a club that you done heard about. Yeah, they open up, arms, because that's a potential person who can join. Um Like um I'm
It's like
starting
you
to
hang
see.
around.
Can you hear me?
So pretty much like you hang around.
Yeah. So it's like it's like TD for example, because I've big shout out to TD 205. Go follow, cool cat out of Alabama. Um, I'm starting. I've seen him hang around more bike sets, and it's like I say, like that's how you can see like, okay, is this, for me? I feel, I could be wrong. Normally I'm not, but I said eventually, hey, we may see TD, rocking a patch, but I see him going a lot more club functions. Man, it's fun. Like man, you like I said, you meet people, you're around people who has the same interests as you. If you a independent writer, don't be afraid to go to, if you see, that this club is having something, don't be shy, and don't, just because you see some, people rocking a lot of leather and this, that, what I mean, it's fun. Like I've, at least to go to one,
Yeah.
so any independent riders, yes, yes, go to a MC event, and you will see what I mean. And like I said, a good thing about being um by yourself is like, hey, now again, there is certain things that you can't do. Um, so still don't just go in there thinking, this is just like any other club. But I mean it is, but hey, there is certain things that you can't do. But because that you don't have on a cut, you know, you do get a small grace, because you're not part of this life. You don't know, the complete rules of this life. So you can go in and I ain't gonna say just whatever, but you have a grace.
Yeah.
Um, but and then hey, I had fun. You can leave whenever you want to leave. Stuff like that. But it's I tell anybody who's out there, independent writer, go to one, and that I'm telling you, that's gonna be the start of like, I want to join a club. Yeah, I like this.
So what what was the moment that you knew club culture was exactly for you?
So I got my bike because of my cousin. I think I just said the story before. Um, Name is Ken, and he was like my big brother that I never had. I'm the oldest out of all my some of my mom's side and my dad's side. I'm the oldest. Never had an older brother. And when he passed, I mean, that was like a hurt that I've never felt before. I've been to, a lot of people in my family has passed. Still got my parents. Still got, a couple of my grandparents. That feeling was like nothing else. Like literally felt like half of me was gone of the age that he left. So we always talked about getting bikes, riding bikes, whatever. And so when he passed, almost about a year later, I was like, you know what? I'm finna ride a bike. I'm finna go ahead, because he supposed to had teach me, but so um I wanted to get a bike, and like saying, once I did that, accomplished that, and I felt that I did something. Um, I felt another, yeah, like he would have liked this. Like we both would have been riding bikes, and I'm not gonna lie, it was. People say things happen for a reason. So, ironically, Freeway, our fallen brother, he had so many traits, act like my cousin to the T. And is that I miss that so much. And that what really drew me in because because when I say he acted exactly like my cousin, like it felt like my heart was whole again. And then everybody else in the club just piled on the love even more. Um, but the point that I knew that I wanted to join the club, like saying, because just riding by yourself, it is fun. It's cool. You mean you can do whatever you want, but again, back to the first thing. Also, on top of what I just said about my cousin is that if you play sports, you you know what that feels like. Like you know how fun that is to be around people with common goals. So on top of the stuff with my cousin, on top of I love football. I love everything about the team and the quality and everything that stands upon football. Merge those two together, and this is what you get.
Hey, solid answer, man. So, what advice would you give your younger riding self?
Young Roster, oof, mm, and have fun, man. Have have fun, because this bike also brings upon. We talked about this on our last episode about mental health. You're gonna be going through a lot of stuff in life. You're gonna come across a lot of stuff in life. You're gonna come across a lot of heartaches, a lot of disappointment, a lot of um disappointment. I would never say regret because like that I don't regret nothing. Like I said, it's probably like one thing in my life I regret, and that was not playing baseball in high school. Other than that, I have no other regrets. But it's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna come your way. You're gonna come across a lot of stuff that's gonna bandage, that's gonna, you know, um, ease some of the stuff, which for me was the lifting weights, the going to the gun range. Gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna, you know, patch it up. But man, riding the bike, it is it it gets your mind right. It eases your mind to get things in order and what you need to do, and just man, just teach you how to live. Because also riding a bike, you're on a bike. Anything can happen. You can be going just like that. So it teaches you to love life while you're out there riding. And so I would have told myself a long time, hey, learn how to ride in high school, middle school. Learn how to ride because man, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna come along, and this right here is gonna help you really treat the pain, treat
Yeah.
the depression, Like people just don't know, man. Riding a bike, it it literally will help you whatever it is that you got bundled up in your mind, bundled up, that is like I can't focus. Man, take a good country ride. Man, if you take a good country ride, man, when you see the how beautiful the nature is, and like, man, that's really going to start easing up like all that tension in your head. All of a sudden, you gonna just feel just light.
Mm-hmm.
And once you start feeling that, now things can process more better in your head. Now you can make more righteous decisions. So that's what I tell my hell. That's what I tell anybody who don't have a bike. Man, get a bike. I don't care what bike it is. Harley, Indian, Kawasaki, Cruiser, Sport. Man, get a bike and ride. Cause man, that therapy now, depending on what bike you get, it's gonna be real costly therapy. It's gonna be real hefty therapy, but it's gonna be therapy that's gonna be like no other.
And speaking on that, um, you know, that ties into like pros and cons of joining MC because you also have like for things that I have, that are pros. I would say is the brotherhood for the lady sisterhood, mentorship and riding knowledge, safety in a group ride, and safety in group riding, travel opportunities, networking, and lifelong friendships.
Mm,
I feel like all those are key things that makes it a wonderful thing.
mm-hmm.
And for like cons, I would say like the time commitment, financial responsibility. Because if you're not responsible financially, it's not gonna work out for you,
No,
you
it's
know.
not. No,
Um,
it's not.
and just the stereotype. As we spoke on, you sometimes get the wrong stereotype, but you can't let that stop you. You
Mm-mm.
know, because when it comes to stereotype, and I'm gonna work backwards with this. When it comes to stereotypes, they can always be wrong. Not everything that people say is something that's true. So I would definitely say don't follow what people think or say about it. Use your life as your own, and you got to follow that as well. Is the club you guys riding with the first club you hang around with?
For me, no. Club I'm with. Now this is my second club, hanging around. The first club was I can't think of the name, but it was a Christian bike club, and we went down to. We took the back way to Warren Springs. I met one of their members at a gas station, and he was like, we talked for hours, and he was like, hey, me and my group got a ride tomorrow. You're welcome to join. This is an open invitation to anybody. And got him next day. I rolled with him. It was like that's how I felt that like man, this is a club ride. Like this is how it fit. Like it felt great. Like it felt unified. Like saying it felt like me being back on a football field. And um I rolled with them. They wanted me to join, but like saying I'm a man of my word, try to be the man of my word. So once I got that club feeling, I told them that hey, if I ever want to join a club, I'm finna give y'all a shot first. And hell, that was about the end of 2017, probably beginning of 2018 when I
Yeah,
joined. So I, I've been with these boys for almost ten years.
yeah. For me, I I don't know if I would say I was hanging around a uh, a club when I was stationed in California. And back then, you know, if I have honestly like, that was the first club I've ever been around, and I was just hanging around them. and seeing how everything moved. Bunch of good guys. Um, and a lot of them had Harleys. I had sport bike. So um, once I got my Harley, actually, one of the guys from that club actually asked me. He actually said, "Now that you got a big boy bike, when are you gonna come prospect?" And
Uh-huh.
I was just like, "Well, shoot, you know." They don't have a chapter where I live, so it wouldn't have been feasible. Even if I wanted to go that route, but
Hmm.
no, the club now that I ride with, this is actually the second. I want to say the second. I've been invited to come, go ride with other clubs um in the past, but I was set on learning the club that I'm with, and to be honest, there's it suits me. You know,
Hmm.
it fits my moral compass and what I'm trying to accomplish in life, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Hmm. Hmm.
So Edgar, I hope that answers your question.
But Eddie coming with it, ain't
I know he having some
he?
good questions.
Yeah.
Let's talk about financial responsibility. How important is financial
Mm,
responsibility? That is
highly.
a con.
That's highly because whether it's maintenance on the bike, um, trips, expenses for the trips, the food for the, like if you not financially, like that's what I'm saying, depending on the route you go, everybody know hard is expensive. Like we all know that. Like that ain't no secret. So so if you choose a club that's strictly Harley, you better be prepared for it. You better be
Mhm.
prepared for, hopefully you can find somebody who can work on Harleys or whatever. But if you gotta take your bike to the Harley Davidson dealership, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, for the ones who don't know, for to do a service and get the oil change and stuff, it's almost $600 on a bike. That is ridiculous. Like I said, I know they do more, whatever, but oh, it don't cost that much. When I had my Challenger to do, man, you don't know $600 for what? So it gets real expensive. Tires, two sets of tires may cost you $600.
Mhm.
So just be that is one of the be choicely of the bike you get. Be choicely because there is, like say, certain clubs that just ride, on weekends and really don't leave their state. So there's nothing wrong with that. I don't find nothing wrong with that. You ride your ride. So, but if you join a club like your typical rare breed, um, King of the South, Buffalo Soldiers, um, there's plenty more, but I know that with those clubs, Block Burner, um, regulators, like man, the list goes on. Like those clubs, they ride, especially rare breed, they ride. So if you ain't prepared to ride, I mean, if you are living on a budget,
Mhm.
mm-mm.
Well, before we get out of here, I do have a few other questions I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
Um, do the pros outweigh the cons, or does it depend on the rider?
It can swing both ways. Um, it can be on the rider. Um, for me, definitely the pros way more than the cons. Um, like I saying, depends on the club you get with. You should, give ample opportunity to whether if we're able to do a big ride. It's like, hey, it's months ahead. I'm able to put things in order in order to do this stuff. My club is not a American bike only. You can have any bikes, cruiser, sport bike, trike, Kawasaki, Harley, Suzuki, whatever. So that's where the pros for me outweighs any of the cons.
Okay. And where can the people follow and support you at? And is there any upcoming rides, events, or projects that you're working on?
Mm. So I'm on TikTok, Instagram, obviously YouTube. So for my IG, that will go at the bottom for my YouTube. Now I do have my Instagram linked in with my YouTube, but for the ones, it is TRD underscore Hulk. Like like the Incredible Hulk. Um my TikTok is GRS Nation '06 for my TikTok. Um for upcoming events, it's one that I'm looking very forward that there's plenty. Um one that's coming up real soon is I'm gonna be doing my four corners. I'm gonna have that posted up on my IG page. And when y'all see my four corners, y'all gonna get a kick out of it. And when y'all see, how this is gonna play out, you're gonna get a kick out of it. So um I got that, my four corners. Um then GQ's Unleash the Peace 3. For those who and this is for anybody. It's there right there. This don't gotta be a club thing or whatever. But if you love riding bikes, um, you have to come to this. This is that there goes right there. GQ, the stuff that he does, the stuff that he puts out, the time and effort that he gives for this, dude, it's crazy. It's like Ryan Cameron, like he's really the one of the hardest working people on the bike set. So I got Unleash the Peace 3. So I need everybody to go out, go on his page, um, go back and look at this, go on the website and support GQ. Um After that, I'm still on the fence, but I'm more on the fence of doing it, which is homecoming, Harley's homecoming. I already got my room and everything set up for that. Um, my next thing, my next, I try to get three big rides in. My last big ride is going to be Galveston, the Lone Star Radley, down in Galveston, Texas. So those are my three big rides. Well, it's actually I said four because I said the four corners, but you'll see when that comes out. Also real quick, to hey, like saying, name Skeeter Ray and my club, Elite Riders, out of Atlanta, Georgia. If you want to ride with me, you want me to ride with you, you can like saying, shoot me a message through any of my platforms. If you're thinking about joining the club, if you like my content and you feel that, hey, I like his club, give me a shout out. Like saying, out of Atlanta, Georgia, want to ride? I'm down. So if you want to join the club, um, I would like for you, depending on the person you is, I ain't gonna, sugarcoat it. If we bond together, everybody clicks together. I would love for to join because I like to have again, like Toretto said, a big family. So if any of those, hey, ride, join, want me to come to you, we can go out and eat, whatever. Man, just hit me up on one of my platforms, and we can make this happen.
Man, tonight's conversation was real informative. and straight from the heart of bike culture. Huge shout out to Skeeter from gliding, riding, and smiling for pulling up and sharing knowledge, experiences, and positive energy with us tonight. To everybody watching, remember, bike culture is bigger than just machines. It's about respect, community, and the journey you take along the way. Make sure y'all follow, support, and stay connected with Skeeta and keep supporting Left Lane Chronicles as we continue bringing real riders, real stories, and real conversations to the platform. Until next time, keep them twos down, you heard? And I'm out.
So